Today, I'm going to teach you about how to increase your self-worth. Have you ever had a girlfriend tell you, like, come on, why are you putting up with that? Why are you staying in that relationship? Let that guy go. You're worth more than that. You're a queen. But something deep within you doesn't believe that. You don't believe you're good enough, or you don't believe that you belong, or you have this like sense that you don't matter. Well, this video is for you. No amount of affirmations and your girlfriends cheering you on, telling you how much of a queen you are, is going to solve this issue for you. I'm going to share with you today how to solve this issue once and for all. I'm Nina Vasquez. I'm a trauma-informed life coach, and I have a doctorate level experience when it comes to childhood trauma and self-worth issues. Everything you can imagine that could happen to a little girl happened to me growing up. And when I left that life, I said, okay, I'm going to go into being an adult and I'm just going to be a good human. I'm not going to hurt the people that I love. I'm not going to hurt people. I am just going to be a really good human. And what happened was I took on this core belief that I wasn't good enough, that I was broken, that something was wrong with me. And people continued to take advantage of me and honestly abuse me. And that kept going throughout my life until I woke up to the fact that I had a self-worth wound. Now, let's talk about trauma and self-worth, okay? If you feel like you have low self-esteem or low self-worth, or a friend tells you that, it is because at some point in your life, you didn't get the memo. And usually it's before age 8, you didn't get the memo that you're 100% worthy as you are. Let that land. You're 100% worthy as you are. And I can hear you now. You're probably saying, yeah, Nina, but you don't know this about me. Yeah, Nina, you don't know what happened to me. You don't know what I did. You might even experience shame around things that you do. You might even have some coping mechanisms like overeating, over scrolling, over Netflixing, whatever those things are, maybe procrastinating. And you're like, you don't know this about me. And what you're trying to do is prove to me and other people that you are not good enough because you think it's factual. Okay. That's what I did. I went through my life thinking if I could just change things about myself, then I can believe I'm worthy. If I could get myself to lose the weight, it was all external. If I could get myself to lose the weight, if I could get myself to exercise, if I could get a better job and I can climb a corporate ladder, if I could get a relationship, if somebody would like me, then I could believe I'm worthy. But all of that is seeking external validation. If I can get someone to love me, if I could change myself, then I could believe I'm worthy, and then I would be worthy of everything I want in my life. That's not actually where worthiness comes from. Have you ever gotten to a goal and then you still think you're not good enough? I have. I mean, I have lost the weight, got to the goal weight, and still thought I wasn't good enough. And it just kind of like transfers into other areas. These core beliefs of not being worthy transfer all over the place in your life. I've made every mistake in the personal development book trying to fix myself. And today I want you to learn from my mistakes. I want you to take what I share, heal your worthiness wound, and see yourself catapulted in all the areas you want to catapult in life. If you're struggling with self-worth issues, it's not because you're lazy. It's not because you haven't tried hard enough. It's because if you're anything like me, you had a rocky start to your life. And in that beginning part of your life, it's so important for you to be taught how worthy you are. Maybe you received messages that you weren't enough and you started to bend and people please. And chances are, if you're watching this video, you also try to please other people, do what other people want you to do to receive love, attention, and affection, because I know I did. For almost 40 years of my life, I was trying to figure out, like, who do I need to be to please other people? Then I'll be worthy. If I please other people, then I'll be worthy. We have to get to the root. The root of the wound is where healing takes place. So if you're in the self-growth and self-development space, then you know that most people are focused on, how do I stay motivated? How do I get myself to do these things? How do I get myself to stop procrastinating on the weekend and go after my dreams? Well, the key is not trying to get yourself to take action right now. I want you to think about a slingshot. So if you and I were at a lake and we had a rock and we just threw the rock, it could only go so far, right? From where we're standing. As I was like preparing to share this with you today, I was thinking how best to describe what healing yourself from the root looks like. And here's what it looks like. Imagine we're both at the lake and we pick up a slingshot and we put that same rock in that slingshot and we pull it back and we let it go and it just catapults. And that's what happens when you heal your wounds at the root. And I'm going to teach you the slingshot method that I literally coined as I was preparing for this video. But before I share with you the slingshot method, I want to give you a resource, because in order to heal ourselves at the root, we have to use our body. We have to be connected to our emotional self, because at some point in your childhood, you didn't feel good enough. You felt some sort of inadequacy. You felt some sort of shame that said, I am wrong. Something is wrong with me. Shame says, I am wrong. Guilt says, I did something wrong. And usually with a self-worth wound, we feel like we are wrong at our core. And so in order to heal that and use this method, you have to be able to connect to your body. So I created a free guide to healing your nervous system that'll help you connect with your body. So I just want you to go into the description box, click on that link, download that guide so you can start connecting to your body over the next couple of weeks and really get in tune with your emotional state. Do that first, because really the body is the key. And for many of us who have emotional wounds from childhood, we're so disconnected from the body. We either disassociate from our body or we disconnect from our body. And sometimes we just didn't feel safe to feel our emotions. So go and download that first. Make sure you grab that guide. Okay, before I get into this method, I really want to share with you how this came about for me. A couple of years ago, I took this certification program from this hypnotherapist, and she was teaching us how you can change the brain and memories can be changed. And like every time we think about a memory, we actually change it. And I was so fascinated by this information because I thought, wow, if I could change my past memories, then that means that like I don't have to be living with the effects of these memories. But I didn't really know how. I didn't really understand, because while she showed us how, I wasn't putting it into practice. And then about a year later, I went to Costa Rica and I sat in an ayahuasca journey. And it was revealed to me. I'm going to share this really powerful story with you. Now, you don't have to use psychedelics in your healing journey, but I really want to share this with you because it really changed the way I think about healing and the way that I work with my clients. So I'm in this journey and I begin to see myself as a toddler with my family. And we're all in a kitchen, we're around the table, and many of us are in high chairs because my parents, my mother, she had me at 19 and I was her fourth kid. So there was 4 kids under 4 at one time in that household. And I lived my whole life with this abandonment wound, wanting to be wanted, wanting to be loved, thinking something was wrong with me, thinking I wasn't good enough. And in that memory, we were all laughing and playing, and I just felt this overwhelming sense of being wanted by my family, overwhelming sense of being wanted by my mom and my dad. And I didn't have, at many times in my early childhood, my mom and my dad weren't there. So I had this sense of abandonment. And I had this belief that it must have been me, that I must have been the problem. But in that experience, I was able to experience in my body what it felt like to be wanted. And the whole next day, I kept hearing the thought, I had an amazing childhood. I had an amazing childhood. And a part of me was like, am I gaslighting myself? And then I was like, no, no, no. It's not that I changed my childhood. I knew that I had a rocky, rough childhood with chaos and neglect and abandonment and sexual abuse and like all the things you can think of as a kid. But what I realized is that my nervous system had been rewired. My nervous system now believed that I was wanted, that I was good enough, that I was worthy of everything my heart desired. And I want to tell you the same. You are 100% worthy. You are wanted. See, when you're a baby, you come into this world and you're just a little baby and you're 100% worthy. And we're not like hurry up and like eat real food and then we'll think you're worthy. Or hurry up and crawl and then you can be worthy. Or hurry up and walk and then I'll believe you're worthy. No, you are worthy 100%, right? And what you didn't, nobody told you is that like you're actually 100% worthy right now. You don't have to do anything to be worthy. So I'm going to share this method with you, and I want you to keep in mind that you're 100% worthy as I share this method. And I also want to tell you that you are an aspect of the divine universe, God outside of us. You are an aspect of that. You are. And so even if you don't believe that, and you don't have faith the way I do, science shows that if you use this technique, you can change the emotional imprint, the emotional blueprint on your nervous system and your mind. So come with me, learn this method, do this practice with me, and make sure to leave me a comment and let me know how it goes for you. So let's get into this method. So the first thing you want to do is think about the very last time, and you can close your eyes for this exercise. Think about the very last time you felt not good enough. You really felt inadequate or even shame about yourself as a human. Just think about the last time. Allow yourself to feel that feeling of not good enough in your body. Just for a second, with your eyes closed, allow yourself to think about the last time. Now, as you feel that emotion in your body, just take note of what it feels like. Is it tightness in your throat? Is it tightness in your chest? Is it like this swirly feeling in your stomach? What is that? Describe out loud what you notice in your body. Now what we need to do is we need to trace it back. This is the pulling back of the slingshot. We need to trace it back to your childhood. Okay. Now what I want you to do is I want you to think, when was the very first time in childhood that I felt this emotion? Right? Take yourself there, keep your eyes closed. Take yourself back to the scene. See it like you're watching it like a movie. What do you notice? Where are you at? Who's around you? What is happening to yourself back then as you watch this scene like a movie? Now allow yourself to feel what it feels like then. And this is the cool part. Imagine what you wanted to happen. So say you're with your parents and, for my example, my mother would leave me. So just, she would leave me and go out and she would leave me places, and I thought I wasn't good enough. I must not be good enough. I must be the problem. And so think about, like, what are you noticing in this scene? And then what I want you to do is imagine and sense it going how you wanted it to go. Did you need a hug from your mother, father, or caregiver? Did you need them to tell you how amazing you were, how lovable you were, how you didn't have to be perfect to be loved, how they loved you anyway? What did you need to see? Now see it like that. Allow yourself to see it like that. And now allow yourself to feel it. What does it feel like to be wanted, to be loved, to be unconditionally accepted? Allow yourself to feel that. What does it feel like to feel good enough, to be worthy 100%? To know that there's nothing you can do to take away that worthiness. Allow yourself to feel it in your body. Open up to feeling this feeling. Let your body receive this new memory, because to your nervous system, it is real. Now slowly, after you allow yourself to feel that feeling in the body, slowly just begin to move your body, move your hands, kind of shake your hands out. This is how you rewire your blueprint. This is how you change the emotional neurotag. This is how you actually make new neural pathways in your nervous system and your mind of your worthiness. So no amount of affirmations of standing in the mirror saying, I'm worthy, I'm worthy, I'm worthy is going to work. Because you can stand in the mirror and say, I love you, I love you, I love you 100 times, and your body doesn't believe it, it is not going to stick. That's why we need to trace it back to the root, the core wound. And when you do that, you will see yourself catapulted in so many areas of your life, in your relationships, in your finances, in your career, in your relationship with yourself. Now, the final step to this after you leave this exercise is to start taking action. Start taking action as though you are somebody who believes you're 100% worthy. Now, what you want to do is start taking action in your own personal life. If I was someone who believed myself to be 100% worthy, how would I treat myself right now? How would I treat my body? How would I treat myself in my self-talk? What are some of the things that I would follow through on that, maybe in the past I didn't do what I said I would do because I didn't feel like I was good enough? What are some of the actions that you would take this week, right? Because we have to start stepping into that version of us who does believe we're 100% worthy. What would you not tolerate this week that you have been tolerating? Take a journal, grab a journal, write all those questions down and take some time to answer them, and then take action this week. If any of this is resonating with you or it's landing with you and you're just sick and tired of being sick and tired with yourself, there's 2 ways you can work with me. You can join the Sacred Journey Within program. This is for the person who's really, really into the woo-woo spirituality stuff like me. Me and my business partner, Dr. Isela Garcia, created the Sacred Journey Within program, and we launched that program in July. You'll want to get on the wait list now, and you can do that at the description box below. We bridge trauma healing and spirituality together and help you remember the truth of who you are. And then number 2, I always hold a couple of private coaching spots available for those of you who want to take this work deeper in a one-on-one container. We work together for 6 months and we start to peel back the layers of all the gunk that you've had with you since childhood, and you begin to emerge as really the truth of who you are. And so if this work really resonated with you and you can see other areas in your life that are blocking you and you're still feeling stuck, I want you to just schedule a discovery call. It's always free, and we'll see if we're a good fit. And if you're like, wait, this is like new information for me and I've been trying to change my mindset and nothing's been working, I want you to check out this video. In this video, I go in depth on core beliefs and how they're keeping you stuck. And you can use this technique, the Slingshot Method, with any of those core beliefs. And I'll leave this with you today. Marianne Williamson says, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. And you, my friend, are powerful beyond measure. You are the medicine. You can heal your life at the deepest root and change your life going forward.